Who is up for playing a game today?
Me.
Yeah. Right? Are you guys tired of the lectures and all that
Who
stuff?
would prizes?
You
I like
win your
prizes.
own personal prize.
My own personal satisfaction.
Yes, the prize comes from within. So today we're going to be playing Would You Rather. So,
My kids love that game.
yes, so please have a pen and paper out because I will need you to take some notes and write down your answers. I did put pens and paper or your notes on the phone. Would you rather spend an extra hour at work fulfilling your passion, or would you rather spend an extra hour at home doing laundry?
Kind of laundry.
Who's laundry? Who's laundry?
Whoever is at your house. So we're just gonna go through the answers right now and we'll go through the process.
You want us just to check one on here? Is that-
Uh-huh, yep. Okay, would you rather bring in one really big client that may not be entirely the best fit for your values and your principles or your vision for your business? Or would you rather stick with the smaller projects that really align with your values, principles, and vision for your business?
Are these trick questions?
Seems
No.
like it. Okay.
There's a reason for these.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather splurge on a big marketing campaign or save for a rainy day? This is about your business, not about your clients. All right. Would you rather hire an expert or learn to do it yourself? Would you rather spend time refining your business processes or focus on increasing your client base? Would you rather head up a big networking event or spend your time focusing and creating something new? Don't worry, there's only 10 questions. It's not half an hour of questions. Would you rather stay late to finish a project to get it checked off your list and you know that it's done? Or would you rather go home and get a good night's sleep and finish it in the morning with some fresh eyes? Would you rather take a chance on a bold new idea or go fix what's not broken? Would you rather spend a weekend at a business retreat or spend the weekend with your family and friends? Would you rather put money into personal development or reinvest back into your money, into your business? Now I want you to write a little blurb about what your vision is for your business, or at least bring it to the forefront of your mind, bring it to your mind's eye. What is the vision that you have for your business in order to set the goals for that vision? Now I want you to look back at your answers and check to see if your answers are in alignment with your vision for your business. Ideally, I would love for you to have 70% of your answers, that's 7 out of 10 questions, that are in alignment with the vision for your business. 20% needs adjustment, which is 2. For those that can't count, 10% is 1, and that's something that would totally need to change. So who here can raise their hand and say that 70% of their answers from today's Would You Rather game is in alignment with the vision for the business? Awesome, that's fantastic. How many need to be?
I was counting.
How many have 2 that are in the needs improvement? There's 1, okay, 2. And how many do you have that you totally want to change? Okay, got a few in there. So what does this have to do with your business, right? What are these questions involved? If you'd rather spend an extra hour at work, does that extra hour pay for somebody to do your laundry? If you'd rather spend an extra hour at home doing the laundry, what are you doing in your business to delegate the tasks in order for you to have that time with family? Are you hiring somebody? Are you getting a VA? Are you finding a JV? Are you hiring a salesperson? What does that look like? If you stick with what works, don't fix what's not broken, how are you planning on innovating and staying competitive? Anybody have any feedback or any questions on either of these 2? No, this is all thought-provoking. Okay, love it. Okay. If you pick the business retreat, how will it help you to recharge and bring new insights into your business? If you invest in yourself for the personal development, how will it translate into your business growth? Right, so the idea for this game today is to identify, 1, where is your decisions and your actions in alignment with your vision? And are you making the right decisions based on what you want for your business? Does that make sense? Anybody have any questions, any interaction, anything that they want to share as far as what your vision is and how you're trying to accomplish that? Yes.
These can change, right?
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are questions that you should always be asking yourself as you evolve in your business, right? And one week may be different for the next week, right? You may have a hard push one week where you're totally focused on your increasing your client base. And then next week you're like, I need family time. Right? If you're working 50 hours a week and don't have enough family time, eventually you gotta pay attention to the family or you won't have one.
I guess for me and stuff, I think it's important to really refine the process because your client base is actually related in a lot of respects to how poorly or how richly your process is, or how rich your process is. Because if you've got a poor, it's kind of like when I was doing website development or whatever, folks used to say, well, I need a website, okay? And I'm like, well, what's your selling process? How do you sell to the customer? Because if there are weaknesses and stumblings and obstacles in your selling process, all you're doing is moving that onto a virtual platform and stuff. And you're not going to get any results that are going to be any different than what you did if you were face to face. So show me how you sell to somebody regardless of the platform. And let's work on refining that and then move to, putting it in a virtual environment.
Right.
So,
Yep. Deciding whether or not to hire somebody or learn how to do it yourself is a cost analysis. right? Are you willing to fork out the money up front? You have it in order to let somebody else do that so that you can focus on what you need to focus on? Or are you willing to take the time and energy to learn to do it yourself and not spend the cash, right? It's time versus money. There have been times where I needed to hire somebody and fork out the $7,000 because they're the expert, they know how to do it, that they'll get it done a lot faster so I can use it faster. Versus taking 6 months to learn how to do it myself and then go through the process of building my own CRM, right? Which takes forever. So where are you? Let me ask you this. Of the things that you want to change, for those that raise their hands, what are those things that you want to change out of your answers?
I want to invest more in personal development.
Okay, love it. What is your concept for that?
I think just things like buying books, improve my mind, their gym membership, improve my physical health, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Anybody else want to share?
I'm just reading my body at a certain stage of life. Like the go-getter's going to stay an extra hour and finish the work. But for me, that's not productive. Rest, sleep, health is everything for me to be more productive. So I'm not going to stay that extra.
Absolutely, I love it. Rebecca?
So for me, I was thinking about personal development because I had chosen to invest more, like if I could invest money back into my business. But my business is built on personal like, relationships, and I'm doing all the right things and networking and going out and meeting people, putting myself out there. But last night I was at a networking event and like I just feel like there's like times that I could have interjected myself and they're like, hey, I can help you this way, and I didn't do it, you know. So I'm kind of like, I'm just sitting there like, I'm gonna wait, I'm not gonna say nothing, I'm good, you know, and then I can't really think of what to say in that moment. So I think if I worked on my personal growth, that I think I would be able to be like, hey, you know, I'm in insurance and you know, and like kind of put myself out there a little more with that. So it made me think about it a lot.
Personal growth will help you to lead, to gain more confidence.
Yeah, to have that confidence.
Right, to be more outgoing, to, absolutely, right? And you'll be more than likely to close more deals.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you have the confidence to approach, but you also have the confidence to close.
Yeah.
Right? Anybody else want to share some of their answers or some of the things that they want to keep or change?
I've changed things before, trying to be more innovative, and sometimes afterwards I'm like, man, I should just go back to the way it was. It was working, it was easy, you know. So sometimes I do that too. I have a big picture with so many different moving parts in it that sometimes I overthink it, I guess. So I've said to myself, man, I should just go back to the way I was doing it. It was working, it was great, it was easy.
So how do you hold that vision of your business in your mind in order to help keep those decisions that you're making in alignment with that vision? Can you have like a sticky note somewhere,
Oh, yeah.
or write it down on a plaque and put it up in a picture frame, and put it up on the wall somewhere where you can see it? So that, right, we want to be more efficient and proficient with our time, with our money, with our energy. So always having that vision either written down somewhere, up on a wall, but in the forefront of your mind, where when you're making all of these decisions, or when you're presented with all of these questions and decisions, you have that in the forefront of your mind and you can make the decision that's best for that, for your vision. All right, I think we're just about out of, yep.
So the smaller task, laundry, or what was the flip side of that?
Extra work.
Extra work or laundry?
Are you talking about the smaller task versus the big one client?
The first one.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah, I think it's the very first one.
Yeah. The first one was spending an extra hour at work, fulfilling a purpose, or spending an extra hour doing laundry.
I am very focused and I spend a lot of time fulfilling my purpose. So I like menial tasks. I would love to just go to the grocery store sometimes or do the laundry. But my husband.
It was a different task besides laundry.
Yeah.
Well, that was just an example.
I like laundry.
Dishwasher, I don't know,
You just said
dusting,
cooking or
vacuuming.
going shopping. and you're
Yeah.
Out the door.
Yeah.
I
Laundry.
mean, I'd rather spend an extra hour at work and hire somebody to deal with any of my housework.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm on the flip side of that. I do maybe I like the menial stuff sometimes in my life, just being a mom for several years, put me in that mode, and then I always believed in working hard. That's not something I don't do well. I do that very well. I need to do less of the hard work.
Okay.
Or-
So something that you want to shift is going from A to B.
Right.
I love that.
And was that
To be able to do a little bit more me. I consider that me time,
Yes, absolutely.
because it's mindless and we do it without thinking.
Yep. Brian?
Was that business retreat a yoga retreat? Because
It was.
it was a different kind of retreat. Oh my God.
That depends on what that looks like for you. This is all subjective.
No, it changes my answers. So
Oh.
I mean, if it was a golf retreat, then I'm probably not in the 70% anymore. If it's not laundry, I might.
But is that in alignment with your business vision?
Probably, I might, probably.
He's honest.
Then that's all that matters.
So,
Absolutely. All right, who here learned something about themselves or learned something about this? Awesome.
Yeah.
Yay, good. All right, any last questions? Otherwise, we will wrap it up.
Awesome.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, on the minutes, introduction, and our topic today, our personal tidbit topic is if you were, I don't know, if you dropped BK, how would you, if you parachuted
Picking up a
into a
pin
new
and dropping
city,
you.
and you didn't know anybody there, and you were like placed right in the middle of the city, where would be the first place you would go to start establishing your business?
Main Street.
If you were,
What do you mean by
if you were to go to a new city, drop in the middle of a new city, where would you go? First thing, first place,
What city?
any city, new city, you had never been there. Pick one, pick a city you've never been.
Basically, if you relocated to a new city.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got dropped.
Are we assuming that all of our legal, like, incorporations are still intact?
You are up and running. Yeah, you are a business
So in order
in
to
a
grow
new
the
city, but you just don't know anything about
Is
the
this
city or
based
the
off the
people.
30-day millionaire?
What's this?
What is it, the
Undercover
undercover millionaire?
billionaire.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
undercover millionaire.
Undercover billionaire?
that's
I
a
don't know, is
great
it
TV
BK?
show.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I take my ideas from a lot of different spots when I'm coming up with these icebreakers. So yeah,
All right,
none of these
so,
are original.
BK, let's start with you online then.
I figured, and also, hey Sam, will you be timekeeper?
Hey, Sam, will you cut time first?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, again, I'm going to follow Pat's rule and make sure I stand up even though I'm on Zoom. So I know she's not there, but anyway. So I'm BK. I'm with the credit union. Oh, hi Pat. In the corner. I love it. Yes, I'm standing up. So I'm BK and credit union. We do business development. So what the business I'm trying to develop is new accounts. We've got a fantastic Broncos checking account. If you're not a Broncos fan, we'll also give you $200 if you open an account. For me, if I were to be like a pin dropped in the middle of a brand new city, but I had all my licenses and I was looking for a new business, first and foremost, first thing I would do 100% is I would join the nearest chamber. I get so much value out of those. So that's me.
All right, cool. So BK, you're saying Ed will still even welcome Chip as a member? Is that what you're saying?
Barely.
Okay.
Nothing's impossible.
I did get in trouble because I was razzing the fans at the Packers, and my boss, who's not a fan, was like, are you supposed to be doing that? I'm like, yeah, it's fine. They showed up in Packers gear at a Broncos game. They know what they're getting themselves into.
That's not smart. Charlie?
Good morning. Charlie Stivers with Cryptocurrency for the People and Goose Magazine. We focused on educating people on the fastest growing asset class, which is Bitcoin and many of the top cryptocurrencies. We take a community approach, but also work one-on-one and mentorship arrangements. So having a lot of fun and very passionate about getting people educated. And I would say starting a new business, new city, just start tying into the Bitcoin and crypto communities. They are in most major cities. So it's pretty easy to tap into that community around the world, which is really cool. So yeah, that would be a fun experiment for sure.
Cool.
Let's see, Chip Boykin, CB Group LLC. We do residential solar installation,